Oh, man, say it ain't so. The hater Hearns is back. Deontay Wilder somehow, some way has dropped out of the top 4 in the heavyweight division. That's according to hater Hearns. Stay tuned to this video, and we're going to break down the truth with Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Should he be top 4? Should he not? I'm going to talk about that and expose the game right now after this. Oh my gosh, say it ain't so. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel. Listen, something you can do in the here and now that's free is somehow, some way you guys found this video. Help others to find the video by pushing a simple like button. The more you guys do that, the more it encourages and helps other people find the content they could be looking for in the world of boxing. I am the best. This is your one-stop shop for all your boxing needs. Please smash the like button, leave me a comment, share. Let's get into it. Now, I'll jump right into content. Link in the description. Eddie Hearn has said that Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, oh my God, ex-WBC champion of the world. Eddie Hearn, Eddie the hater Hearn, has said that Deontay Wilder is not a current top 4 heavyweight. He says, quote, other than Luis King Kong Ortiz, which isn't even a standout win, in my opinion, who has Wilder ever beaten? You can't put Wilder in a bracket of Fury, Usyk, AJ, or Dillian White. You just can't. He doesn't have the resume. This is sour grapes from Eddie Hearn, whose cash cow was obliterated by a cruiserweight. These are the results. Now he's resorted to, I guess taking the low road instead of taking the high road and trying to condemn Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Now, he just said there's so many things wrong with it. He says other than Luis Ortiz, which is a standout win in my opinion, which isn't a standout, which I'll get to that. He says, who is Wilder ever beaten? Well, for starters, you can't just omit Tyson Fury. He fought Tyson Fury, and many people believe that Wilder was robbed of a certain opportunity to end the fight in the 12th round based on how Jack Reese administered the count. So it was only by Jack Reese's discretion that that fight was allowed to continue. Many other people rightfully would have stopped the fight and not given you a chance when the person's knocked unconscious. You look at Kenny Bayless and Amir Khan when Canelo knocked him out. Kenny Bayless went over, seen the fighter was unconscious, and he waved it off. There was no reason to count if somebody is unconscious. Now, boxing is the theater of the unknown. So at the end of the day, somehow, some way, Tyson Fury popped back up, and it was a movie type moment. But at the end of the day, more often than not, you wouldn't do that. You see someone got laid out by a known savage puncher, you would end the fight right there. That's the reality of it. So by Eddie Hearn saying this, he's just taking Tyson Fury out of Wilder's resume. So first of all, your resume is who you fought. It doesn't matter if you beat him or not, right? You fought him. So you have to. Wilder's about to have a third fight with Tyson Fury, the same guy that Eddie Hearn says he guarantees was going to fight Joshua. Now that is all messed up. Joshua looked horrible, and as a result, you have Eddie Hearn just talking, just to be talking. The UK is in shambles. I've been telling you, the UK is about this close to an extinction level event of epic proportion. So this is, again, sour grapes from Eddie Hearn, and he's trying to find a way to denigrate another person. But unfortunately for Hearn, the hater Hearn, no matter what he says, nobody believes you. You need more people. That's why one of the fans in the UK he was calling Eddie Hearn a Pussy, and Eddie Hearn said, he said, what? What'd you say? He said he was saying AJ sucked. This is in the UK, so it's not like, oh, American fans, you did a fight in America, and this was American fans were saying. At AJ's own show in London or Tottenham, wherever that was, right? The crowd was heckling Eddie Hearn after Joshua lost, saying Joshua sucked. He's no good, mate. And Eddie Hearn, you're a cat. You're a gato. That's the reality. Everything I spit on my channel is reality. Eddie Hearn can live a fallacy if he wants. Now, let's talk about this. He says, other than Luis Ortiz, which isn't even a standout win, in my opinion, who has Wilder ever beaten? The fact that he worded it like that shows that he is hating, because he says, first of all, he says it's not a standout win. Bro, this is coming from the same person who makes fights like Ricky Hatton's son, Luke Campbell, or whatever, Slim Jesus, whatever his name is, right? And a no-namer with a 6-day notice to train, and that fighter really beat Campbell Hatton. He really beat Campbell Hatton. And if you watch anyone who's realistic that watched it, and there's a lot of great people in the UK who are also calling and saying Campbell Hatton is not ready. So shout out to the UK fans that are being honest. So the same person that puts on fights like that, and Conor Benn versus Adrian Granados, a guy who said he wanted to campaign at 140, really probably should have lost to Robert Easter, and before that got knocked out Danny Garcia. And Conor Benn's supposed to be the truth, and this is who they're matching him with. And he just had a fight that got canceled with Chris Eubank Jr. against some guy named Sven something, and then the fight just gets canceled. So how is he gonna say that Luis Ortiz is not a significant win? Beyond that, Deontay Wilder publicly stated this on numerous occasions, that Dillian White, if he was crying and complaining, saying that he wanted a shot at Wilder or for a title, right? Wilder told Dillian White, fight Luis Ortiz, and you have my word, I'll make it happen, right? That you get to fight me. When Wilder was champion, this is what he said. I'll have you know, to this day, none of these top UK fighters, from Joe Joyce to Dillian White to Daniel Dubois to Anthony Joshua, but for the sake of this argument, Dillian White has not fought Luis Ortiz, right? Instead, who did he fight, right? I can go to Luis Ortiz's page right now. Instead, who did he fight? And Dillian White called Luis Ortiz an old man, but I'll have you know that Luis Ortiz is the same age as Alexander Povetkin and Mariusz Wech and Lucas Brown. They're all in the same age group. So how is it that Dillian White can fight guys like that, and he called Luis Ortiz an old man, but still won't fight the old man? Oh man, it's looking bad for the UK. He said Luis Ortiz was an old man, right? But let's look at his recent wins, recent performances, right? So Luis Ortiz, you guys will see it on the screen. Where does it say it? Birthplace, Cuba. Where is it? Okay, age 42. There it is. Age 42. Just for the sake of argument, please smash the like button. Age 42. Right? So Luis Ortiz is 42. You called him an old man. Let's peep Dillian White. So Dillian the Body Snatcher White, this is his recent opponents. He hasn't fought this fight, so I'll skip that. Alexander Povetkin. And for some reason, they don't have his age. Okay. So, Alexander Povetkin, we'll get off Wikipedia. For some reason, Boxing Rec doesn't have it. Okay, great. Age. You guys see it on the screen. Age 42. So, Dillian White, as of right now, the last two people he fought, Povetkin was his last two fights. Dillian White, right? So he's 42, just like the quote-unquote old man, Luis Ortiz. Okay, let's tap in with USYK. That was his fight right before Povetkin. Oh, yeah, he's 41. Yeah, so he's 41, USYK. So the UK has no room to talk, people, as I'm demonstrating. These are Dillian White's last fights, right? Dillian White's last fights. So Povetkin, same exact age as Luis Ortiz. You fought him twice in a row, right? And had all the advantages and crowd advantage, all that. You fought USYK. He's 41, so same age, basically, right? Oscar Rivas, I think he was a little bit younger. Okay, Derek Chisora, you fought right before that. He's 37. Okay, and he's been stopped by David Haye and things like that. So he's like a veteran. This is who he fought. Joseph Parker, he's younger. Lucas Brown, same exact age. He's 42. What are we talking about? So look at Dillian White's recent fights. So how is it, and let me even look at Robert Helenius' age. They don't have his age, okay. How is it that Eddie Hearn, in an attempt, a horrible attempt, after Joshua ends up looking bad, in a horrible attempt to redirect his frustrations, he's talking about Dillian White's top 4, and Wilder ain't fought nobody, but the Luis Ortiz fight is not supposed to be a good fight, but Luis Ortiz is a signature win. So what is Eddie Hearn talking about? He says that wasn't even a standout win. So your next fight for Dillian White is Otto Wallin, a guy who lost to Tyson Fury, came close to beating him, but lost. And Otto Wallin just beat Dominic Breazeale immediately after Wilder knocked him out. As you can see, Eddie Hearn will get destroyed in this battle. So Otto Wallin, his very last performance was going 12 rounds with Dominic Breazeale immediately after Deontay Wilder knocked out Dominic Breazeale in 1 round. Speak of the devil. So Anthony Joshua, before Wilder, fought Dominic Breazeale, right? He did fight Dominic Breazeale when Dominic Breazeale was like unknown. It took him 7 rounds to stop Dominic Breazeale. And Dominic Breazeale's resume actually improved after the Joshua fight. Wilder stopped him in 1. So why is Joshua, his first fight after becoming a champion was Dominic Breazeale? How does that give him a legendary resume for fighting Breazeale and taking 7 rounds to stop him? But Wilder don't get credit for Breazeale. Wilder don't get credit for Luis Ortiz, right? And guys like Artur Spilka, who had already been in there with Brian Jennings and guys like that. Man, come on, bro. This is a bad look. Joshua looked bad, the jig is up, and now Eddie Hearn's mad, so he's hating on the next person. Speak of the devil. So I said, dang, they savage with this, LOL, reigning choke artist. So this is where Eddie Hearn, his fighter's career is at. USA Today Sports. It says Anthony Joshua showed he is boxing's reigning champion choke artist. This is USA Today putting this, so don't get mad at me. USA Today says AJ showed he is boxing's reigning champion choke artist in his loss to Usyk. So they savage for that. Now you see why this foolery from Eddie Hearn looks bad. USA Today, they got 243,000 followers on Twitter only, and they calling Joshua a choke artist. Oh, I guess you have to subscribe for it. But shout out to USA Today. They called him a choke artist. So how does USA Today, I'm telling you, this is looking bad for the UK. How's USA Today say he is reigning choke artist, right? But Eddie Hearn's saying that Joshua is still in the top 4. But Wilder ain't. Like, I don't care if you put Joshua in the top 4, but how is it that Wilder don't have a spot in the top 4, but you're making room for Joshua, and USA Today is calling him a choke artist? And he has 2 losses. And his losses are far more embarrassing than Wilder's losses. Man, this is looking bad for Eddie Hearn. It's looking horrific for the UK. Damage Control 2000. Right? You got dominated by a cruiserweight who didn't even look good in heavyweight fights before this. His Usyk's best performance was against Joshua, hands down. He fought Chaz Tablespoon, and he did not look legendary. And that was a late replacement. He fought guys like Derek Chisora. Chisora did better than Joshua. So Eddie Hearn, he looks crazy, and it looks real foolish what he's saying, trying to leave and exclude Deontay Wilder from the top 4. And that's for Joshua, who looked bad against a cruiserweight and got knocked out by what was perceived as some chubby guy in a 5-week camp in Andy Ruiz. Wilder, his first fight with Tyson Fury was a draw. The UK can try to rewrite that and act like Fury won that, but that wasn't what it said, right? That's not what the ruling was. So you can't just make your own history up when it's convenient. Because if that's the case, then some people say Canelo lost to Triple G, but they say the once beaten. So you can't just rewrite it. You can say he should have lost this fight or this fight, but the UK seemingly, they just want to put the loss on Wilder's record that he doesn't have because they're trying to make up their own. This is just a bad look, bro. The UK, they got to rebuild from scratch. And this is sad to see Eddie Hearn, who's has so much hate in his heart that he wants to try to shame Wilder. And here's the thing. Old media is so foolish. I don't know how to tell y'all this. I don't know any other way to express it. Old media is so foolish because you're rating Tyson Fury. You say he's good. You say Tyson Fury's in the top 4. Wilder's fighting him in like 10 days, 2 weeks or so. So what are you going to say how are you going to look when you're saying Wilder is not top 4 in all of the boxing heavyweights? He is not a former champion who hasn't lost and looked as bad as Joshua, even though he says he was poisoned and all this stuff. Joshua looked bad against worse people. You know what I mean? Like smaller people. Tyson Fury is bigger than Wilder, right? So beyond that, what is Eddie Hearn going to say in 2 weeks if you rate Tyson Fury and he's a champion and Wilder knocks him out? So old media, they shoot themselves in the foot and then they reload and shoot themselves in the other foot. Now they can't walk. They just say stuff just to be talking, like Eddie Hearn, and we'll see what happens in 2 weeks. So Wilder's gonna make a lot of people eat their words. Drop your thoughts in my comment section. Let me know how I did in this video. I'm just gonna keep banging out the hits. Subscribe if you like it. I'll see you. Peace. Do you want more content? Make sure you follow my socials on Twitter at Boxingego and Instagram at Boxingego1. Yeah. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.